Living Heritage is designed to highlight, examine, and celebrate elements of the rich cultural heritage of St. Kitts and Nevis. Journey with us as we explore our distinct and immersive culture. Welcome to a life of pride in our past and confidence in our present and future. Welcome to Living Heritage. Welcome to Living Heritage, ICH documentary series of St. Kitts and Nevis. The soil of the Federation is rich and fertile. It is said that it can grow anything. Let's listen to our TKB, traditional knowledge bearer, as she shares her experience of plants that helped to feed her family, but also how she used parts of different plants to make things that, when sold, also provided an income for her family. Today, we are addressing two domains, the domain of traditional craft and that of social practices, rituals, and festive events. The elements are specifically small craft and cooking methods passed down from generation to generation. Catherine Bradshaw, or traditional knowledge bearer, from an early age, did not consider hard work a challenge. She did what was necessary to take care of her family. Listen as she tells us all about it.
My name is Catherine Bradshaw. I live at Phillips Village. I'm 60 plus. So I do craft and I also do cooking. I'm a retired Washington Archibald fan. I was about 15, 16 years when I started doing craft. I had my first child at that age. So then, in my simple mind, I said, I have to make a living by doing something. So I started doing little handicraft. And if I must say here now, there is a lady by the name of Mrs. Kemelita Gilbert Henry. I will say thanks to her at this point in time. She was a netballer. And every island that she goes to play her netball, and she see any kind of craft, she will buy them and she will bring them and she will say, Catherine, look at this. And I will look at it. And there is where I get the real idea and the real push to do my craft. I just want to say thanks to Kemelita. I was not fortunate enough to have a mom like other people do. I was reared by a cousin of mine, but she passed away early, so I was on my own at an early age. And that's what I said. In my mind, I said I have to do something to make a living, because you know, in those days when you go to 7th standard and you don't have the, like what we call the CX, you know, and those kind of things, you were left out. So then you have to make something of yourself. So that's when I decided to take on these kind of challenges. Well, I think actually some people just have the hands-on, the ability to do certain things, and as it comes to their mind, they will just, for instance, when I started doing craft, I will just look at things and I do it. I put it out and I do it. If it doesn't look to my mind satisfactory, I'll do it over. That's how I learn. Take out, fix this, fix that, until it looks satisfactory to me that somebody could buy it. That's how I learned craft, and I guess that other people might have had the same mindset. Well, when it comes to the popsicle sticks, it's not like the straw work. You have to structure them. However, if you're doing a basket, it just whether square, round, or, but with the straw work, you can twist it how you want it. cooking part of it is that I have 6 children. And you know, when you have your children small, somehow you have to find something to feed them, and you want to give them the best that you could. And as a Seventh-day Adventist, I became a Seventh-day Adventist at an early part of my life. And my husband was a farmer, so he will bring most of this stuff from the hills. So then we have to know how to eat what we grow, as we will say, and do it in a healthy manner. So there is where I got the cooking from. Well, actually, the cooking part was that after my husband got sick, 2009, he had a stroke. So then, you know, he couldn't deal with the farm and things like that, and still having one or two of the little ones to deal with, Kelisha and Julian. In my mind, like, you had to get something else to come, you know, because he can't. So I have to look after him. So I started doing, like, I will do saltfish rolls and a little pancake and so on, and carry by the school and sell, and everybody start to, you know. And then during vacation, I'll cook and go on the construction site and sell and so on. So everybody start getting accustomed to Miss Bradshaw. And, you know, everybody start to like Miss Bradshaw pancake, and, you know. So that's how I come about really getting into the cooking. So right now, anybody hear about Miss Bradshaw? You have pancake? Anything, whether breakfast or lunch, or if you want to call it dinner, whatever you want to call it. Well, you know, nowadays, young people ain't want no farm nothing. They want some fries and they want some chicken, but in my days, it wasn't a chicken, it was a piece of mackerel, a piece of saltfish, with a breadfruit, some sweet potato, and a piece of dasheen. That was in my days, but you know, that don't go along now. So in catering, you would do like, I do like saltfish rolls and patties and those sorts of little, if I should call it, fancy things that the young people would want.
We'll be right back with more from Mrs. Catherine Bradshaw after these ads.
Check on your battery. Check. Emergency center. Check. Store up your water. Check. And board up your window. Check. So you got to place it. Check. Before it is too late. Disaster could happen anytime, any place. Check on your elders. Check. And your insurance. Check. Secure the animals. Check. Tie down the gas tank. Check. Don't intoxicate. You got to play it safe. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
For more information, contact your National Emergency Center today. Before the storm, stock up on perishable foods to last at least 24 hours. Secure important documents. Full up on gasoline. Remove boats and fishing pots from the water. During the storm, unplug electrical appliances. Do not go outside. Listen to your radio station. After the storm, do not go sightseeing. Make sure the entire family is okay and assess and photograph all damages.
Check on your battery. Emergency center. Store up your water. And board up your window. So you got to place it before it is too late. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to the Sinkers Craft House. This is where life begins, and what we create will leave you speechless. We train, we create, we promote, and we maintain the highest standards. Experience life for yourself. The premier craft and production facility in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Living Heritage continues as Mrs. Catherine Bradshaw tells us more about straw craft.
Well, back then when I was really into the craft, there's a place we call ZIZ. My husband and I will go there and I will gather the straws by the line track and in bundles. In those days we had the donkey, you put them on the donkey and you come up. Not from the cane field, from the scoop pine. That's what we call the straws. So you get them, you gather them, you clean them, you strip them, and you do whatever. You could make fans, you could make hats, you make baskets, you make purses, you make folders, lots of different things you can do with them. I had the opportunity when we were going into independence to make 300 folders. And that was the most work I ever do up to now in my life. A knife, we have a knife. We have some big needles for the stripping. We use rulers. When you're done, you roll them up, scrape them out. It's traditional to me. It's traditional to me. My husband, and as I told you, I have 6 children, and I involve all of them. Back then, when my husband was around, when we come with this straw, his job is to clean them and scrape them. That's his job. I am going to strip them to do whatever we are going to do, whether the bags or the fans or the purse, whatever. The children is going to plait. So they do the plaiting. When they finish plaiting, I go on the machine and do the finished product. So everybody, it was a family thing. Everybody was involved in making doing whatever we are going to do, whether the fan, the purse, the basket, or what. So when I had my children, if they go down the road and they play until 8 o'clock tonight, they know when they come, they have 3 fans to do, or 4 mats to do. So they will sit down on the floor, and they got to do the work until whenever they finish, they go in their bed. So everybody had their task to do. Okay. That's how my children was raised. Getting involved with the Ministry of Education. Because I was that involved in straw work and, well, I used to teach the Pathfinders and I used to have workshops with FND and other individuals. There was a lady, she used to work at Bradshaw Junior High it was, and she passed away. And a brother from the church who works at there then recommended me to, it was Miss Cynthia Williams at that time, and he recommended me to Miss Williams, and I went to Miss Williams and I spoke to Miss Williams, and Miss Williams said, as long as Mr. Thomas bring you, I know that you is somebody good. She said, go down to Mr. Petty. And I went down to Mr. Petty. Mr. Petty said, it was a holiday, the Monday would have been on holiday. Mr. Petty said, you have a job on Tuesday. I worked at Washington Archibald High School for 22 years. Okay, first of all, well, I don't really measure them because you have to cut them up after a while. So you just clean and you scrape. I use about 11 upper strips. And then you use 7 strips across, then you put in a folded one, to hold the stick, and you'll put in another 7. It wasn't really much of a challenge. It was getting the materials and having the hands to work on them. But as I said, my husband did that. And I could remember doing that. It's still fresh in my mind. I used to tell the children, I'm going to sleep, and don't let me sleep no more than 1 hour. So they will be there sitting down. I said, we're going to make 5 plaiting. We're going to do 5 plaiting tonight. So they know that they cannot get up from there until they finish the 5 plaiting, but mommy going to sleep, because I'm going to get 1 hour rest, because when I get up, I have to go on the machine. And it was a time, I had a time in getting it done. So I had to time myself and work between that timing. But I made it, and I'm very proud of it. wasn't a challenge that much, because I had to be hands to help along with it. I start to have it under control, because when I have these things to do, my girls will come and help me. I have 2 daughters, and they will come and say, Mommy has XYZ to do, so we'll just organize ourselves how we're going to do it, and they'll come and we'll work together. We'll work together. Well, I will say I did pass it on, but you know, young people ain't going to hard work. That's number one. Young people don't work hard. So going to look this straw is a challenge. Scraping it, cleaning it, and the straws have little prickles to the end. So that alone turn them off. And when I used to work at this school, we will go. Well, I will take the class with me, and we collect the straws. And then I will do the cleaning, because, you know, the children and the scraping and then present it to them that they could do whatever we are going to work on, whatever project we are going to work on. But differently to that, you won't find young people now would want to go to collect straws. You won't find young people want to do that. Not even my children will. If I go look them and bring them, they will help mommy. But other than that, they ain't going. To me, it won't survive in the sense that we would like it to. It won't survive in the sense that we would like it to. One or two of us, the older ones, might try to keep it up. But I have not seen any of the younger ones taking it on as a challenge. I have not seen that as yet. That can be done because you're home, you have nothing to do, you can't go nowhere. So you just sit down and work on some straw work. Make some little fans. If you have a machine that you could sew the purses, you do some little thing. It can be. I have made a lot of money to support my family. From Craft House was my place to make things, to sell my stuff. And that is what helped me with sending my children to school and everything like that. I make fans, I make purses, I make bags. And that's what I do. Table mats, and that's it. Craft is a relaxing thing. Your mindset, you relax yourself when you sit down and you say, I'm going to do this, and you just organize yourself. You sit down and you relax yourself. Use your hands and you relax yourself, and you do your thing. It's nothing too stressful. It's not a stressful job. It's not a stressful job. You collect your stuff and you do your thing at your own pace. Do your thing at your own pace. So I will encourage anybody to take on the challenge of doing some craft. Even if you have a job, a main job, you can do that as your sideline. You make things and you could bring in an extra income, if I may call it that. The cooking, as I said, it could be an extra job as well. If you have someone to help you with the catering, because sometimes it could be a tough job at times. Especially sometimes people will call and say, I want this for tomorrow. Would you do that for me for tomorrow? And then if you don't have somebody to help you, then you're going in a tight spot. But other than that, you can take on the challenge of, as I said, these are little sided things that could bring an extra dollar in your pocket.
Thank you for viewing this week's Living Heritage, where Catherine Bradshaw showed us how to make straw craft, told us about cooking what she grows, and has let us know how she continues to pass on her skill. Send us a message at any one of our social media platforms if you would like to know if Mrs. Bradshaw can make straw craft for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe our pages and channel. That's Facebook at SKNICH or at ICHSKN, YouTube at ZIZ Kids Culture, and X or Twitter at ZIZ Kids Culture. Join us again next time, because together we can safeguard our living heritage.